Welcome to Gravitas Studios, Behind the Boarding Pass podcast. President Trump's latest Greenland push reads less like a traditional security doctrine and more like a politically weaponized grievance, where a perceived Nobel Peace Prize snub becomes both justification and messaging strategy for a dramatic escalation in US territorial ambition. 1. The Nobel snub framing is strategic, not incidental. By telling Norway's Prime Minister he no longer feels obliged to think purely of peace, Trump is reframing the Greenland dispute as a consequence of international disrespect. This is classic Trump-era leverage politics: convert personal or symbolic slights into state-level pressure campaigns. It also signals to allies that he views diplomacy as conditional, rewarded when he is celebrated, withdrawn when he is not. 2. Greenland is being cast as an existential security requirement. Trump's claim that the world is not secure unless we have complete and total control of Greenland is maximalist language designed to narrow the debate. Instead of arguing for expanded basing rights, defense cooperation, or Arctic access, he frames outright control as the only acceptable endpoint. That approach raises the stakes immediately and makes compromise harder, because anything short of total control becomes politically framed as weakness. 3. Tariffs are being used as coercive geopolitics inside NATO. Threatening escalating tariffs against 8 NATO countries unless they accept a deal for Greenland turns economic tools into alliance discipline. The message is blunt. Even close allies can be treated like adversaries if they resist US demands. This is a major stress test for NATO cohesion because it introduces punishment mechanisms between allies over sovereignty issues. 4. Europe's response shows alarm about precedent, not just Greenland. The joint statement from Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, the Netherlands, Norway, Sweden, and the UK reflects fear of a wider precedent, that a powerful ally might try to economically bully smaller states into territorial concessions. Their warning about a dangerous downward spiral is essentially a red line against transactional coercion becoming normalized in transatlantic relations. 5. The Denmark ownership argument signals a deeper ideological shift. Trump questioning Denmark's legitimacy, suggesting no written documents, and mocking historic claims mirrors a revisionist logic often seen in territorial disputes globally. Even if aimed at domestic audiences, it's destabilizing internationally, because it treats sovereignty as negotiable if power and strategic interest demand it. 6. The likely outcome: intensified Arctic militarization and diplomatic rupture. Regardless of whether Greenland ever changes hands, highly unlikely, Trump's posture accelerates 3 trends: more Arctic security deployments by Denmark and partners, worsening US-Europe trust, especially among Nordic states, a shift from cooperation to confrontation in Arctic governance and NATO internal politics. Trump is turning Greenland into a high-impact symbol of American dominance, blending strategic arguments with personal political grievance. The result is a volatile mix: coercive economics, alliance strain, and a territorial narrative that alarms Europe, not only for what it demands, but for what it implies about the future rules of Western partnership. Subscribe to Gravitas Studios, Behind the Boarding Pass podcast. Share, like, and drop your comments. Your voice is part of the journey.